Is Cruise Control.
Your on-air automotive magazine with co-hosts Fred Staub and Les Jackson. Everything you need to know about new and used cars. Industry news. We'll fix or repair your car on the air. Fasten your seatbelts and let us take the wheel. Now, your ride is about to begin. Because you're on Cruise Control. Cruise Control. Cruise Control.
Hello, welcome to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. We are back. We are here as usual. We being Les Jackson here, Fred Staub, the other guy at the other desk. And we, of course, as we always do, are going to tell you a whole lot about what's going in the auto industry. We're going to give you good news, hopefully no bad news in the industry, and also an At the Wheel review, right, Fred?
Yeah, that's right, Les. We got a lot going on. We're going to tell you about the flagship SUV of Lexus, the LX600. This is a gargantuan vehicle, and we'll tell you all about it.
That's right. And you probably wonder what vehicles hold their value and which cars and trucks lose the most worth quickly. That's probably even more important.
Yeah. Now, it's a big thing if you're buying a vehicle, and
it is. We're
going to have the latest results of a study, and I think people are going to be pretty impressed with it. And then they might be impressed with a couple of vehicles from Honda. Remember, Les, we told you about they are going to have another generation of the Accord. Well, got more information, pictures, and even moving stuff.
That's exactly right. And you might have a problem buying certain Nissan models. We'll explain why.
Yeah, it is not a good problem, and
no, it's not.
We'll tell you what models you might have problems buying, and then you're going to have an at-the-wheel review of the Lexus UX 250H, which is pretty impressive. A little hybrid, right?
That's exactly right, and the one I am in looks exactly like the pictures that Fred is showing, if you're watching us online.
Yeah.
And no, I don't know why it's called UX.
I don't know.
Just a designation.
Urban crossover. That's what it is. I got it.
Oh, that's good enough for me.
Urban crossover.
Okay.
And it is a hybrid, and people love them. I have a neighbor that has one.
They do,
They
yeah.
think it's a good little vehicle. So I'll be anxious to hear your at-the-wheel review. You know, I also have to say there is no shortage of new models. They just keep coming out. I mean, I think there must be 5 or 6 new vehicles that were either revealed this week, or at least, you know, we got some initial pictures. There's going to be a new Prius too. We have some of those teaser photos about it, but there's going to be a new Prius. Overall, it looks like it's going to be a wider vehicle, a little bit more swoopy.
Greatly refreshed.
I would say, do we even need a standalone hybrid vehicle anymore? But I guess Prius has its world of followers, so, you know, it's...
Yeah, I mean, they've sold so many of them that you don't dare stop making the model line.
Yeah. Well, hey, we'll talk about that and more when we come back on Cruise Control.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Les Jackson, now you know you've been craving it. You want that huge SUV. This is not a CUV. This is an SUV from the folks at Lexus, the LX 600. Giant monster machine.
That's right. Move out of the way, everyone. It's coming through.
Yeah, that's it. What's new for this model? It was redesigned in 2022. Now for 2023, get some big updates. There's 5 interior colors, which I think is interesting. You know, used to be you had tan, silver, or black.
Yeah.
Now you can
get gray, or black,
maybe
or tan. That was it.
Now you can get palomino, white peppercorn, circuit red, black, and sun flare.
Well, it's about time. I've always been an interior color aficionado.
All right.
I don't like black interiors. They never show off detail.
I like red because it's a big statement.
Red's good.
I've
had red interior cars myself.
Red with silver. I always thought that was a cool
red with silver
Corvette combination.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get here. Let's read this because I just love reading this stuff.
That's right.
LX exterior design pursues a blend of athletic performance, accessible functionality, and striking beauty.
You took the words out of my mouth.
You got to read press releases sometimes because who writes this stuff?
Well, you have to give them credit. They really do, draw you in with the.
You know what it's like? It's like eating at a diner and they're describing a hamburger with French fries, crispy, perfectly.
That's right.
Perfectly roasted French fries with a hint of sea salt sit on a warm platter next to a burger on a crispy roll. I mean, I think it's the same folks that write this stuff.
It's probably is. Anyway, we actually have
with a cup of coleslaw. There you go.
That's right.
On a plate.
It never looks like the picture on the plate.
No, it never does.
But in this case, it looks like the picture of the vehicle because they're taking an actual picture, and that's what you buy. And of course, Lexus is nobody puts vehicles together better than Lexus does.
This got a 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, 409 horsepower, maximum 479 pound-feet of torque.
That's up there.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, in the olden days, there would have been a honkin' V8 option, but no more.
Yeah.
You don't really need it. Electric power steering, pretty typical these days. Electronically controlled brake, getting more typical. Limited slip diff. Okay, I got to say this line. Inheritance of heritage.
All right.
Crawl control. We used to call that a granny gear. You probably can't do that anymore, right?
No, you cannot do that anymore.
Somebody's going to be upset by that if you say granny gear. So let's see. Do we have any pricing on this? I believe
I
we
was
do.
looking for the pricing.
Yes, we do.
It's not inexpensive.
No, and some of our listeners have said you've got to talk about these prices on vehicles, and I don't blame them because unless you called me out earlier. I said one vehicle was $80,000, and I just read it off like, yeah, that's $80,000.
Yeah.
You need me to gasp a little bit at these prices.
What I will insist on is that neither of us ever says, and it's only $97,000, because only should imply very reasonable, affordable by most people.
All right. Well, this does not fall into that because the
This
LX
isn't
600 starts at
Yeah.
89,160. Starts.
Wow.
That's the base model.
That's the base.
The premium is 97,110. The LX600F Sport handling model, which you almost think this big vehicle and handling would be, an oxymoron, but it's not. 103,370. The LX600 Luxury 105,110, and the LX600 Ultra Luxury 129. $250.
Wow. Now, man, anyway,
yeah, it is a
what
little bit.
what are we
mind-boggling.
getting? What are we getting for the ultra luxury? Besides, I happen to know the answer to this. But
Well, we will be back with that after the break, so stay tuned. We'll tell you what you get for that, and will it hold its value? What vehicles depreciate and which ones don't?
that's right.
Cruise Control.
Welcome back to Cruise Control. Before the break, Fred and I were talking about the new flagship Lexus SUV LX600, and we were going through the prices. And the question came up. Well, actually, I brought it up. What is in the ultra luxury package? In the case of this, it raised the price by. If you're sitting, you better be sitting down.
The price
Because-
of a Toyota Corolla. How's that?
Yes, you're right. The price of a Toyota Corolla, and I thought I would just let you know what's in that package because it's, to my mind, not Really warranting $24,000 of additional cost? So what's in it between the $105,000 luxury and the $129,250 ultra luxury is heads-up display, sunroof, hands-free trunk lid, heated and cooled memory seats with an extendable cushion, remote start, ambient interior lighting, and a heated leather and wood steering wheel.
Wow, that's pretty standard stuff. Some of it.
It's pretty standard stuff. I anyway. I
Well,
I know there.
Les has been left speechless, folks.
Well,
so,
I just to me, I would look for a model a little bit down on the chart there and add those, because you know that these things are offered as extra packages or
right.
extra features.
I'd like the
So
heated seats and steering wheel.
yeah,
You know.
so it's yeah. I mean, you can get that in a in a base Kia. Um, so again, I think that it's important to just shop
Yeah, and think.
rather than just take the deal.
Yeah. Well, let's talk
Anyway,
about shopping. Depreciation
yeah,
is a you like that segue, right?
that was very
Depreciation
good.
is a big thing if you're buying a vehicle, because you don't want to buy a vehicle, keep it for 3 years, and go to trade it in, and they're like, well, that's worth 20% of what you paid for it, right? Even though you drove it only on weekends. So iSeeCars.com has come up with this list of vehicles that depreciate the least in 5 years and the ones that depreciate the most. So we'll run some of these down. And, you know, some of them are pretty interesting. You would think, well, there's so many of them built, I would think they would depreciate, but not so much. So vehicles that depreciated the least in 5 years from 10, number 10, Chevy Camaro. Only 20% in 5 years.
Surprised me.
Nissan Versa, very
Yep.
bread
Okay,
bread
no
and butter
surprise.
car. Toyota Corolla,
Same thing.
Ford Mustang,
Same as the Camaro. Okay, that
yep.
makes sense.
Subaru BRZ, only
Wouldn't
18%.
have thought that, but that's
Honda
okay.
Civic,
Okay.
Toyota Tacoma, very popular. People say will run forever. Porsche 911, Jeep Wrangler. We know that Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, which is the four-door, 8.7%, and Jeep Wrangler, 7.3%. They don't depreciate. It's amazing.
No, 5-year depreciation, 2,300.
Yeah,
That's
5 years. That's a long time in a vehicle, right?
yeah. Now on the other side of the coin, though,
Mm-hmm.
if you bought a Ford Expedition 5 years ago, it's depreciated 50.7%.
Ooh.
But isn't this kind of typical for the high-end stuff?
I guess so. I mean, you think a Toyota Corolla, there's so many of them, it would depreciate, but I guess not. There's just a big demand for them. But
Well, it gets worse.
oh
It
yeah,
gets
it does
worse.
get that. Yes, the
That's
let's climb the list.
yeah. Let's climb the list. Volvo S90, 51%, which is a little bit of a surprise, as is the Audi A6
Yeah,
at
51.
51%.
Navigator, which of course is the Lincoln version of the Expedition,
Right.
51.9% less value.
Yep.
Mercedes S-Class, something you just drove.
Something I just drove, and
51.9.
they're notorious for losing value quickly.
Yeah. It's like the guy, I remember a guy I work with, he said, I bought a Rolls Royce for $6,000. And people were like
Yep.
shocked. Just like, yeah, once they're sold, once they get old, they're not worth that much.
That's right.
Cadillac ESV. So large body on frame SUVs apparently depreciate a lot, huh?
Yeah, they do. They do. As does the Infiniti QX80.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Jaguars have always depreciated fast at 54%. The Jaguar XF.
Wow.
That's 5-year depreciation, 10% a year. That's
That's pretty bad.
In 5 years, you're upside down if you're on payments.
And you will be on payments in 5 years if you're buying stuff for
That's right.
$150,000.
Um,
Maserati Ghibli, 56.3%. Yeah, depreciation. That's pretty
that's right.
huge.
And the winner or loser, winning loser, is the BMW 7 Series at 56.9%. This is again well known. The higher up the BMW series goes, the more problematic all of the systems are, and they just lose their value.
Wow. Wow. That it
Well, but if you're looking for one of these,
mhm.
it's a deal.
Yeah, I mean the XF is a nice car,
Yeah.
but you can get it pretty significantly. You think about this, the BMW 7 Series, that's
So yeah,
$61,923 off the sticker.
somebody paid 100 grand. No, actually 110 grand for that thing, and you could get it on the lot now first for, you know, 50.
I had a plumber who bought a used one, and he had problem with the Vanos system, the variable valve train, and
Yep.
that was going to cost him 5 grand or more to fix.
Yep.
So I said, well, you're a handy guy. There's a lot of videos online.
That's right, and it's actually a pretty easy system to fix.
Yeah,
It's messy because you got to pull off,
everything.
the valve cover and the camshafts, but just do it. Do the procedure. It's just a couple little O-rings that need to be replaced.
I would do it myself. I would
I
research
would
it
too.
heavily, and then I would get the parts. And because you know what, it's not worth it. You're all that goodness of getting that cool vehicle.
Yeah.
But also, I'll tell you what. Another thing, those vehicles don't age well because they're based around
No.
all the technology, all the infotainment stuff, all the iDrive stuff, and that just does not age well. That if you the biggest thing that makes a vehicle seem old is old electronics,
Old electronics that stop working.
and then you can't turn your windshield wipers on. Something,
That
something
that's
get get
absolutely correct.
get the Toyota Corolla. It's like here's a knob, turn the windshield wipers on. I think that's the best.
Yep.
Let's talk about Hondas. Hondas probably hold their value pretty well. I think one of them was
Really
in the
well.
list. Yeah. The Honda Accord for 2023, we were excited to tell you that they are still building it. They're going to have a brand new model, a new generation of this. And they say Accord hybrid models will represent about 50% of Accord sales. This thing is incredible, almost gets 50 miles to the gallon. Road trip car. That's what I say, huh?
I've always really liked Accord hybrids. It just seems to me to be a great choice in a car.
Yeah. Yeah. So new features, fourth generation two-mode hybrid system in the Sport EXL, Sport L, and Touring. Sporty, modern, spacious, and comfortable interior. That 12.3-inch color touchscreen and more. We'll tell you about it when we come back on Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. We'll also tell you about the new Honda Pilot, so stay tuned.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Fred Staub and Les Jackson with you. And we're glad you're with us. And we're talking about the Honda Accord, a new version of this new generation. The hybrid model is incredible. They say it's going to be 50% of the sales. And, well equipped. Pretty cool. Now, it's not the only vehicle that Honda's coming out with. They announced this week the Pilot. Remember when they were showing the Pilot from across like this canyon, and the car was like a...
Oh, yeah.
They've come out with the Trail Sport model, which is more rugged. And,
You know what? Just I want to mention this because I keep forgetting to mention it. So sorry to interrupt, but
that's okay.
all of these models we're talking about these days have Trail Sport models. And the reason is that, and I just found this out the other day, that hiking and camping out, have really caught on.
Oh, yeah.
There's a huge groundswell of people that are hiking and camping and going out over the weekends, and they're buying these Trail Sport models.
Well, I also know that when you look at some of the new vehicles that are like this, they talk about having 800-pound roof capability on the rack, and that's for rooftop tents.
Yeah.
So, you're right. You're right, and it's enough of an off-road capability to go down a trail, but it's not. You're not going to go to. It's not a Jeep Wrangler. But it's enough.
Well, no.
But I actually happen to say I like the looks of these, where they're a little bit more raised up, and I like the black wheels and the black accents. I'm kind of a fan of that look. I like that.
It's yeah. It's not something I personally would pick, but it looks very good.
You know what model I like in the Honda lineup is the Passport, because it's trucky, it's upright.
Yeah.
And it feels it's got some of that fun Jeep military feel to it, but it's still a nice vehicle. But the Pilot is a little bit more SUV like.
And very practical.
Very practical. 3.5 liter V6, second generation torque vectoring all-wheel drive system, 10.2 inch digital display. It's a good looking vehicle. I absolutely happen to like this color too, which I think is sort of a color that you would see on the RAV4 as well. And the Trail Sport, it gives it a little bit extra height. It gives it a little bit more advanced all-wheel drive system, and like we said, rugged looks. It's a clean-looking vehicle, very, very, very clean-looking vehicle.
It is, yeah.
Exclusively built in America in Honda's Lincoln, Alabama plant, and they've been building vehicles down there for 40 years, I think. That's crazy.
Long time.
Yeah, 285 horsepower. Just a good looking vehicle. I'm sure it will do well for them, right?
Oh, it will. And again, it's just this is what people are buying these days.
You know what else they buy, Les? They buy those little teardrop trailers where you can't stand up in it. But it's really light. It's really low.
I'm seeing those even around DC here, where I don't know where you use one of those trailers
in your
around
backyard if you need more bedrooms.
I'm sure you go out to the Blue Ridge Mountains and
yeah, they kind of, it's a bed with a couple of cabinets, and then your kitchen is out back, like you have like a tent over it. You cook outside. It's kind of interesting, and lightweight. Easily, these vehicles like a Pilot.
Oh, anything can tow that.
Yeah, Crosstrek, anything can tow that type of thing. So, cool stuff. Two cool vehicles. You have a story though about something not that cool for Nissan. People looking for three of the Nissan models, right?
Yeah, Nissan. Now if you're a Titan, Frontier, Altima customer, You need to realize you're going to be in for a long wait.
Oh gosh.
Now, maybe you won't have to wait if you're willing to take any available model or color, which most new buyers aren't. But anyway, Nissan let their dealers know they've got, here we go again, an ongoing semiconductor chip shortage.
Oh boy. It
That
never seems to clear.
Well, and it depends on the company too, because what did their buyers do 3 years ago
Hmm.
or not do? So it's going to affect production at the North American assembly plants until the end of the year, which is only
Month or
8 weeks away.
Yeah.
Um, so their factory in Mississippi is the primary facility hit with the supply issues. That's where they make the Frontier and Titan, and they're going to discontinue the Titan in late 2024 anyway. So it all comes down to order it, but be patient.
Yeah. I don't know if that is official yet on Titan, but it's looking that way that they will get out of the full size
Yeah.
pickup truck market, make a nice product. You know what I really like? They used to have that 5-liter Cummins diesel that was dropped a long time ago.
Yeah.
But you think about it, Les, they don't really make an engine that will fit into that platform. It's I can see it. I mean, sad for them, for Nissan fans to move away
Well,
from that. But
what's really sad is that for the first 9 months of the year, up to today, sales have dropped 31%.
on the Titan.
Yes, as a direct result of the supply chain problems.
Wow. So if you have a vehicle that's not selling that great, and plus you can't sell it because you can't build it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. We know Volkswagen's going to be getting into the truck market.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll see Kia drop into the full-size truck market? Would they do that here, or would they go with more of a Santa Fe, Ridgeline, sort of truck?
Yeah, I think the money is in the latter there for the non big three, big four for trucks, because breaking into the full size truck market, you're taking on the most successful companies in the world.
Yeah, that build these things.
So, how much would you have to invest in producing something better
To
that you
take
can
to
sell at
take
the
on the
same price?
F-150?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it.
No, no, no. Take on the F-150, the Silverado, and the Ram. Uh,
Yeah.
Toyota's had a pretty good run at it. They've done it because of their
Hmm.
scale and all that. But Nissan's the Frontier is great. I drove that. It's still one of
I
my
like it.
favorite vehicles. They'll keep building that for sure. Um, but it'll be interesting to see what Volkswagen does. We're not quite sure what that vehicle will be. Um,
Yeah, I'm inclined to think it'll be uh, not heavy duty.
okay, not more like a big Ridgeline or something. Which
Yeah,
I
yeah,
absolutely love the Ridgeline. I actually like the Santa Fe too.
terrific.
They're great little vehicles to have, but they're not an F-150 or Silverado or Ram. So I still like those too. So Ram's going to be very soon. I think at CES they're going to reveal their electric pickup truck. So CES still being used to be for computers and TVs. Now it's cars too.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
so
Well, there you are.
one vehicle I haven't driven this yet. Have you driven an e-tron? By the way, from Audi.
I have not.
Yeah.
Um,
They
no.
received the Q4 e-tron and Q4 Sportback received the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards for both the 2022 and 2023 model, and they meet the highest honors from IIHS. So that's good news. That's good news. I think IIHS is great. They've done more to kind of push safety, which was a topic a lot of manufacturers didn't talk about in the past. I mean, it's changed,
In the past.
but now they do. But
They sure do.
makes it part of the buying experience and all that. And speaking about buying experience, you're going to have a review coming up of the Lexus UX 250H. I came up with it. It's urban crossover. So
Yep.
Les will be crossing over.
I'll take that.
In just a little bit. Well, when you come back on Cruise Control, don't forget, check us out at cruisecontrolradio.com. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and more. We'll be right back.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. It is time for an At the Wheel review. And as it so happens, I have a vehicle to review. So I'm just going to get right to it, Fred.
All right, sounds like a plan.
It is the new model, Lexus UX 250H F Sport.
Okay.
This is a compact SUV. You could squeeze 5 people in it, but it's very comfortable for 4. And as a Lexus, you know it's very high quality. And this is quite nice inside, quite plush. So getting in is easy. You get into the seats, everything's automated, of course, and extremely comfortable, very, very quiet. Lexus on all their windows uses double pane glass for quiet. They've done that for many years. It's powered, now it doesn't sound like much, but it's powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder hybrid engine with a total horsepower of 181.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like much.
It doesn't sound like much, and it runs through a CVT.
Okay.
Is it enough? Yes, it's peppy enough. However, when you really need to get on the accelerator, the gas engine is a little bit. You hear it.
Raucous.
Usually in a Lexus, you don't hear the engines to any extent. But in this, you can tell it's working a little bit, but it's not annoying in any way. Safety. Well, guess what? There's nothing they haven't thought of with the 10 airbags and of course all the other stuff. Cruise control, lane tracking, assist, lane departure alert, steering assist, intelligent high beam headlights. It's just all there because Lexus wants to equip these things to be not autonomous, but very, very helpful, but not in your way. Multimedia, it's delightful inside. It's got a 12.3 touchscreen display. Now, Fred happens to be showing a picture there. That what's great about that display is that it's plenty large because it's wide, but it doesn't really go over the level of the dashboard at the top.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like it's obstructing any view.
Proud, as they say.
It's integrated nicely with the inside of the car.
Okay.
So good for you, Lexus, because that's a thing for me. Wireless Apple CarPlay, of course. It's only 10 speakers, this particular one.
How could you get by with only 10
listen, I'm a pro, so I simply endured. Anyway, everything's got its own Wi-Fi connect. You can run your office or your home from inside. It's really quite nice. By the way, the exterior color is iridium, which is sort of silver gray, and the inside is obsidian with the reddish orange inserts. Those are extra cost. All of the special paints and things these days are extra price. I'll get to those.
Tinted clear coats.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So what else have they done with this, and why is it an F Sport? I'll explain that in a moment too. But the actual driving experience, just like every Lexus, is seamless. It's just totally in control. It's planted. Everything works just great. As I said before, very, very quiet inside. Infinite amounts of adjustments on the seats, at least in the front. Heated steering wheel, all of that. The exterior has aluminum roof rails. I don't know the weight carrying capability, but usually it's 150 to 200 pounds.
Right.
And of course, dual zone climate control. It's a Lexus,
Right.
so you expect these things. The smart entry system, which is your foot under the for the doors and so on, but for the back door, back hatch, it senses and opens up for you. That's part of the options. The rear cargo deck board is adjustable, which I like. A lot of those aren't.
Yeah, little things like that are nice.
Yeah. So it's these things. It's just that, these little things. Part of F Sport is you get bigger wheels. They're 18-inch, and the roof rails are dark instead of chrome or aluminum. You get rain sensing windshield wipers, fog lights, cornering lights, headlamp leveling, auto dimming. We already talked about that. That's all things that come in the F Sport, along with a little extra charge for the wireless charger, only $75.
Oh, that's
The
worth
windshield de-icer is $100. So far, so good. Heads-up display, $900. I'd still get it.
I
I'm
like
a
'em.
big believer in heads-up displays.
Yeah, I like them. I mean,
Yeah.
would I spend thousands of dollars for it? Probably not.
No. Intuitive parking assist, $565.
I never used that.
I never either do. Power rear door with the kick sensor,
That I'd use.
that's $550.
Yeah, I'd probably use that.
Right. Premium paint, $500.
Oh, it looks nice.
And the F Sport logo heated steering wheel is $150.
Okay.
I mean, sort of, who cares? I'll get to the price and then get back to the car. The base price for the UX250H F Sport is $46,445.
Okay.
1,150 delivery, and I'm sorry, the base price was $43,605, but then with all the features that are extra, it's $46,445. So $47,595 for an absolutely fully loaded Lexus. It's right there in that average transaction price.
Yeah.
So you can't.
What's
knock
the
it.
mileage on this?
Okay, it's advertised right now. It's not rated, but they're saying that they expect 39, 41 city, 38 highway. I am averaging 40.5.
That's incredible.
It
And
really is.
all-wheel drive, this model?
All-wheel drive. So it's a winner. It's the kind of thing that if I were looking for that type of vehicle, I would sure consider it.
Yeah. Small package, lots of
Easy to
equipment.
park, easy to handle. Yep.
It wasn't that long ago when you could not get a small vehicle with all those type of things in there.
No, you couldn't.
And you had to put up with like the cheaper sound system, manual adjustable seats, no heated seats, no leather seats. But they really saw fit to equip these models, or at least give you the option to equip them. So, and being that it's a Lexus, that hybrid system is derived from Toyota.
That hybrid system is
good.
Gold standard.
Yeah, gold standard. You can't get better than that. Can't get better than that. Well, Les, we appreciate that at the wheel review of the urban crossover from Lexus. Time for me to say, I'm Fred Staub.
I'm Les Jackson.
We're going to see you down the road.
Bye.